A new treatment program in eastern Kentucky could help those whose New Year's resolution is to overcome addiction. And the war in Israel continues as more airstrikes occurred overnight. What new details we are learning about the death toll.
And a first alert for snow showers by Friday. Those details on the way as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Folks struggling with substance use disorders may think 2024 is their time to get sober. But advisors at Addiction Recovery Care say that today is the best time to get into a treatment program, adding that you do not have to wait for the new year. Officials with ARC say the Commonwealth has more recovery beds per capita than any other state, and people should take advantage if they need help.
But in all honesty, today is the best day to enter treatment, because you never know if you're going to have tomorrow when you're actively using and the types of drugs that are out there today.
If you or your loved one is struggling with substance use disorder, then you can head to this story on our website to find some resources. We'll have more from ARC tonight at 6. Whether you traveled for the holidays, did some last-minute shopping, or gathered with family and friends, there's a chance that you are one of many feeling under the weather. The Fayette County Health Department released new statistics showing they have seen nearly 200 lab-confirmed cases of flu, making this the 6th straight week of the total case numbers rising by at least 40. COVID cases are also on the rise, with more than 180 reported in the last week in Fayette County as well.
With the holidays, we are certainly seeing so many more people. You've got germs from the north and the south and the east and the west all mixing, and so we tend to see a big increase in these illnesses in kids and adults as well.
Dr. Katrina Hood says if you're worried about yourself or your child, book an appointment with your doctor. Today could be your last chance to get your tags renewed before a statewide system shutdown. Kentucky's Vehicle Information Database is getting a major upgrade. The changes will impact all drivers once the system is back online. County clerks say managing all of your vehicles will eventually be easier.
We bring up the customer and it shows every vehicle they own, and whether what needs to be renewed, what doesn't need to be renewed, and it looks just like that to the customer when they go online.
Some county clerks will still let you renew your tags in person tomorrow. Other offices will be closed for New Year's. You can check your county office's holiday hours online. The new system is expected to go online in phases in early January.
Well, be sure to enjoy the calm weather on this Thursday because we are tracking some big changes as early as tomorrow. Let's take a live look from Breathitt County, courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet. You can see back in the distance some peaks of sunshine under a partly sunny sky, and those temperatures also cooler on this Thursday afternoon. Most of us in the middle to lower 40s, down to 40 for London, also Irvin, 41 for Jackson, Somerset, and Monticello, and 45 over in Harlan, also Clintwood at this hour. So temperatures are cooler on this Thursday. We are dry though under a partly sunny sky, but notice as we zoom out, we are tracking that next weather system. This strong upper level low that is close to the Great Lakes, producing some snow showers and some wintry mix in Illinois, also Indiana, and that moisture is pushing into our direction as we go into your Friday, also on Saturday. So be sure to have that first alert weather app on standby this weekend as we are tracking some snow flurries, also some snow showers. Now we are dry this evening. Those temperatures also chilly as you wake up on Friday, back in the middle to lower 30s, but timing out those snow showers, also your New Year's Eve forecast in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Turning overseas now, dozens more people in Gaza were killed in airstrikes overnight. The war is taking an especially steep toll on families, and Israel says it has no plans to stop the bombings until Hamas is destroyed. CBS's Ian Lee has our report and a warning. Some of these images are disturbing.
Israeli guns continue to pound Gaza. For over 80 days, they've turned entire neighborhoods into rubble of twisted steel and concrete. And the Palestinians who live there into the war's latest victims, many of them children. 2 young girls followed their injured mother into a hospital, only later to learn that she didn't make it.
The doctors and nurses here are doing their best.
Just getting to a hospital doesn't guarantee you'll get help. Sean Casey with the World Health Organization is touring Gaza's decimated medical facilities.
There's no way to keep up with the scale of injuries and trauma and suffering that's coming through these doors.
Amid the death and destruction, new life, but it's fragile. Iman El-Masri gave birth to quadruplets on December 18th. One named after a missing grandfather, another still too weak to leave the hospital. It's cold and drafty at this school-turned-shelter. Strikes occur very often, the mother of 7 says. My husband Ammar wakes up to cover the newborns because we're worried broken glass would fall on them. Ammar looks on, having given up food himself so that he could feed his young family. Israel accuses Hamas of using civilians like the El-Masris as human shields as the military expands its offensive into central Gaza, targeting Hamas's leadership, while creating yet another flood of humanity fleeing the fighting, searching for that ever-elusive safe place. Yesterday, Hezbollah launched its heaviest barrage of rockets into Israel's north since the war began. Israeli officials have warned their patience is wearing thin and threatened a large military response if the Lebanese militants don't stop attacking. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Officials with the Hamas-controlled Ministry of Health in Gaza say more than 21,000 people have been killed and more than 55,000 have been injured since the start of the war. A U.S. citizen has also been now declared dead. A kibbutz in southern Israel has announced that one of the hostages held by Hamas was killed on October 7th. Officials said Judith Weinstein, who was 70 years old, is dead and her body is still being held by Hamas. A civilian cargo ship struck a Russian mine in the Black Sea near Ukraine's Danube ports today. Officials say 2 sailors were injured. Analysts described the incident as an event that underscored the dangers faced by those exporting Ukrainian grain during the war. The ship with 18 crew was on its way to another port in the area. The mine reportedly detonated at the ship's stern and caused equipment and machinery failure and resulted in the vessel losing power. The Biden administration announced a $250 million military assistance package for Ukraine on Wednesday. The package includes air defense munitions, anti-armor munitions, and artillery ammunitions. It also includes is the latest package the U.S. could provide without congressional approval. The Biden administration has asked Congress for a supplemental package including more than $60 billion in aid for Ukraine. Paul Whelan is marking a grim milestone today, 5 years in Russian detention. Whelan was arrested in Moscow on December 28, 2018 on charges of espionage and was later sentenced to 16 years in prison. He has vehemently and consistently denied those charges. In a phone conversation with CNN last week, the former U.S. Marine urged President Biden to pull out the stops to do whatever needs to be done to bring him home. Whelan also expressed fear for his safety. Coming up on First at 4, a new report shows one age group is more likely to lose money in a scam. We'll tell you which group and what scam is the riskiest.
Plus, we are dry for now, but big changes on the way as we go into tomorrow. Those details coming up.